Here are the steps I want you to follow. So first, you need to choose your PNC business checking account. Because the thing is, when you want to establish a relationship with the PNC at the business level, the business checking account that you choose has an importance in terms of the transactional volume that you have with them, the fees they charge to the account. This is really important also, okay? So when we talk about PNC business checking accounts, you have two primary types of accounts. So you have business checking and you have business checking plus. Actually, there are four. There are four options depending on your business size, cash deposits, and account management needs. But the two primary checking accounts are business checking and business checking plus. So business checking is cool if you only need the basics. Let's say you have a sole proprietorship or you have a single member LLC, and you know that your transactional volume when it comes to cash deposits and cash withdrawals are kind of limited. Okay, so what you get is that you have no charge for up to 150 transactions per month based on the combined volume of deposits, deposited items, paid items, and ACH credits and debits received. And you have no charge for up to $5,000 cash deposited per month over the counter, at the night depository, or via quick deposit at no charge. This is really cool. And for business checking, you have free online banking and bill pay. You have free mobile banking, okay? And so you have $100 minimum required to open, and there is a $10 monthly account maintenance fee unless you meet one of the following requirements. You maintain a $500 average monthly collected balance, or you use a linked PNC business credit card to make a minimum of $500 in eligible purchases, or maintain a linked PNC merchant services account and generate a minimum of $500 in qualifying monthly processing deposits. That's for the business checking. Okay, and you also have the business checking plus. That's the second account that I wanted to talk to you about. And this is when you need more than just the basics. So what you get here is you have no charge for up to 500 transactions per month based on the combined volume of deposits, deposited items, paid items, and ACH credits and debits received. No charge for up to $10,000 cash deposited per month over the counter, at the night depository, or via quick deposit at no charge. Okay, and the cool thing is with the business checking plus, you have more opportunities to avoid the monthly account maintenance fee than with the PNC business checking accounts. You have free online banking and free bill pay, free mobile banking, and so you have this will actually require $100 minimum to open. You have a $20 monthly account maintenance fee unless you meet one of the following requirements. You maintain a $5,000 average monthly collected balance, or you use the linked PNC business credit card to make a minimum of $5,000 in eligible purchases, or maintain a linked PNC merchant services account and generate a minimum of $5,000 in qualifying monthly processing deposits, or you actually maintain the $20,000 average combined collected balance in the linked PNC business checking accounts and business money market accounts. So PNC just wants to make sure that you park a lot of your cash with them, and in return they will waive the monthly maintenance fee. So those are the two primary checking accounts, and you have two other accounts. And by the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. We're having a quick convo about how to open a PNC business account. So when we talk about PNC business account, we have four categories. You have two primary checking accounts. So we have the business checking and the business checking plus. Now you have for businesses with higher average account balance and transactions, you have the Treasury Enterprise Plan and the Analysis Business Checking. Let's talk about the Treasury Enterprise Plan. So this is great for higher cash deposits and transaction needs. So what you get, you have no charge for up to 2,500 transactions per month based on the combined volume of deposits, deposited items, paid items, and ACH credits and debits. No charge for up to $50,000 cash deposited per month over the counter at the night depository or via quick deposits. You have up to 4 additional business checking accounts with no monthly account maintenance fee. And you have the option to add more than 4 beneficiary accounts for an additional $10 monthly account maintenance fee for each beneficiary account over 4. You have 2 investment options for excess cash. So they have the premium business money market accounts and the MMDA sweep accounts with no monthly account maintenance fee. So the thing is, you have more options here. So you have more online banking options, free online banking and bill pay, and no charge for online or paper statements. Now, this account, the Treasury Enterprise Plan, requires $100 to open. And so the Treasury Enterprise Plan is a business banking and treasury management checking services package for analysis business checking accounts. You have $50 monthly maintenance fee. Okay, $50 monthly account maintenance fee unless you maintain $30,000 average combined monthly collected balance in the master and all additional beneficiary business checking accounts. And an earnings credit is applied only to the average monthly collected balances in excess of $125,000 to reduce or offset certain transactions fees. So this is really a higher category, okay? Same thing applies for the other type, the fourth type. It's called the analysis business checking. Also, this is kind of high, okay? And this is great when you have, an increased need when it comes to your monetary cash flow. So 4 accounts for your business, for your PNC business checking accounts: business checking plus, Treasury Enterprise Plan, and analysis business checking. Step number 2, boss. You want to consider PNC business savings account. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's conversation we're talking about how to open a business account, a PNC. So when you talk about, so I already explained to you how the whole thing works on the checking side of things, right? Now you want to think about the savings account. It's really great when you have a relationship. If you are trying to have a great relationship with PNC, that you open a business checking account and a business savings account. That will help you a lot, especially when it comes to applying for business credit cards and lines of credit and loans. Okay, PNC will take care of you if you take care of them. If you park your cash with them, they will park their cash with you in terms of loans and lines of credits and credit cards. So when it comes to savings accounts at PNC, business savings account at PNC, you have 3 types. You have a premium business money market account. You have what they call MMDA sweep, and then you have now a certificate of deposits. Okay, so for a premium business money market account, this account actually offers interest earning potential in one convenient account with tiered rates based on account balances. Your interest rates can increase as your balance grows. Okay, so there are a lot of features and benefits for this account. You can increase earnings. You have easy access to your money. You have tiered rates, and it is very easy to use day or night when it comes to online access. And the funds are insured by the FDIC. And this is great. The monthly account maintenance fee is $12, but there are ways to basically avoid that fee. The minimum amount that you need to open this is $100. And then you have the MMDA sweep. So this is an account that can be a smart business choice if your checking account balance typically significantly exceeds your daily operating expenses. So at the close of each business day, excess cash above a specified balance is automatically transferred into an interest earning account where that balance stays there invested until needed in the checking account. So sweep funds are automatically transferred back into the checking account as needed to maintain the account at the specific balance. And then you have the CD, so that's the regular CD that you have. And we love the fact that PNC has a wide constellation of options for business CDs. Fantastic. Step number 3. So again, we are having a conversation about how to open a PNC business account. Step number 1, you want to choose your PNC business checking account. Step number 2, you want to consider PNC business savings account. Step number 3, you want to gather the preliminary paperwork. So PNC is very thorough, very granular. They are very granular when it comes to the paperwork needed to qualify for a business account. So they will want you to have your business EIN, so your tax identification number, a valid email address if you apply online. Now you can apply online if you are an existing PNC business customer, okay? And you can also make sure that you have access to a printer if applying online, because you want to actually print the final application and the confirmation. So if you want to apply at a branch, make sure you have a government issue photo ID and secondary form of identification from either of the primary or secondary ID list below on the screen right now. So we have two forms of primary ID, or one form of primary ID and one of secondary ID can be used. So what do we mean by, so when we talk about primary ID, driver's license, passport, state issued or authorized city issued ID, resident alien ID, military ID, veterans healthcare ID, firearm ID, or global entry card. That's for the primary ID. Then you need to have the secondary ID. So this can be a US visa, a pay stub, a home rental agreement, a utility bill, a major credit card or debit card, or vehicle registration. Okay, and there are some documents that verify your business registration and your authority to act on behalf of and control, manage, or direct the business. Okay, so they will ask, for example, to also have business formation documents, okay, ownership agreements, business licenses and permits, especially if you are in a quote unquote specific niche that PNC wants to double check certain things. They will ask you to provide business licenses and permits, and they might also ask you to provide a certificate of assumed name. This is if you are a sole proprietorship and you are applying for a PNC business checking account or business savings account. They'll ask you for your DBA, you're doing business as. Step number 4, you need to know the requirements based on your legal structure. By the way, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're still having a convo about how to open a PNC business account. So what do I mean by knowing the requirements based on your legal structure? The thing here is that PNC has specific requirements based on the type of business that you are. Whether you are a partnership, LLC, corporation, the requirements are totally different. So it's very important to be prepared, because they will ask you depending on your legal structure. Let me just quickly go through the structures of the requirements for you depending on your legal structure. Okay, you need to determine which documents you may need to provide to verify your business registration and your authority to act on behalf of the business. Very important. So if you are a sole proprietorship and you are trying to open a PNC business account, so PNC will require the social security number of the owner who will sign on the account, a fictitious name registration, also known as trade name registration, certificate of assumed name, registration of alternate name, or assumed name registration, aka DBA. For a partnership, they want to have a social security numbers of partners who will sign on the account, partnership agreement, fictitious name registration, and also information regarding the individual beneficial owners of the business. So beneficial owners are those who own directly or indirectly 25% or more of the equity interest of the business, right? This is really important. And this information is collected to help fight financial crime. So the U.S. government has some requirements that all banks and credit unions have to follow, and PNC is just doing their part of they're just doing their corporate citizenship job. So that's for a partnership. You also have LLC or LP. So when we have a limited liability company or a limited liability partnership, PNC wants to see the social security numbers of members, managers, or partners who will sign on account, the operating agreement. So an operating agreement may not be necessary if it's not required by the state. Additional supporting documentation may be requested for account opening. So you will need to have a limited partnership agreement for ALPs only, a certificate of formation organization for LLCs, and certificate of limited partnership for LPs. They'll also want to have a fictitious name registration and also information regarding the individual beneficial owners of the business. Let's talk about the requirements for corporations. So if you are trying to open a PNC business account and you are a corporation, PNC will require the social security numbers of officers or directors who will sign on account, the bylaws, the articles of incorporation, and any amendments, certification of formation or organization, the board of directors meeting minutes, signed and dated, fictitious name registration, okay, and information regarding the individual beneficial owners of the business. That's for a corporation. And if you are an unincorporated association or organization, PNC wants to see the social security numbers of officers or directors who will sign on the account, the bylaws, the certification of formation or organization, the board of directors meeting minutes, signed and dated, the authorization letter on company letterhead. This is really important because the thing is, if you are an unincorporated association or organization, PNC wants to make sure the organization is legit, and at a minimum, they want to have an authorization letter on the company letterhead. And the requirements are kind of similar. So in terms of fictitious name registration, right, and also when it comes to the beneficial owners. Remember, when we talk about beneficial owners, we're speaking about those who own directly or indirectly. Very important to specify. Directly or indirectly, 25% or more of the equity interest of the business. And also you have a nonprofit organization. So you want to review the, you need to actually make sure that you talk to PNC, your local branch, to make sure that you have a clear idea of what the requirements are for the specific charity you are running. I mean, it doesn't have to be a charity. It just has to be a nonprofit organization, okay? And they might ask you for a 501c tax form or state nonprofit registration when it comes to the product eligibility, okay? But for the nonprofits, again, it's better just that you talk directly to your local branch. So here you have it. So when we talk about opening a PNC business account, you have 6 categories of entities that they actually consider entities, So you have sole proprietorship. It's not really an entity, that's a person. So you have sole proprietorship, a partnership, LLC or LP. You have a corporation, you have an unincorporated association or organization, and you have a nonprofit organization. The next thing I want you to do right now is to actually contact PNC Business Banking. This is so important because you got to close a deal, okay? The thing is that ideally you want to apply at a branch. Go to the nearest branch, and as I said before, you can apply online if you want to. If you're an existing PNC customer, either a business customer or a personal customer, individual customer, you can apply online for a new business account. But you can also do the same thing over the phone. But the thing is that, when you think about the convenience, when you think about the probability of errors, when you think about the time that you would have wasted if you get things wrong, it's just a lot better to go to a branch, sit with someone, and have them actually go through with you the application forms, okay? So to start, if you want to do it over the phone, not a problem. To start your application, call PNC at 1-855-762-2365 between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. So they're available Monday through Friday. If you want to contact them on Saturday, they actually are available 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. So that's the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so this is what it is. But they have another number that you can actually contact also. That one is more dedicated, especially if you are trying to open, let's say, the Treasury Enterprise Plan checking accounts or analysis business checking accounts. They are faster there. Okay, so that number is 1-877-BIS-BNKJ. BUS-BNKG. What am I talking about? So 1-877 business banking, so BUS-BNKG. So 287-2654. And overall, in general, and this is based on 30 years of experience dealing with PNC at the personal level, but also at the business level. For our team members, a PNC business bank account has several benefits. You are able to keep your finances separate. You are able to maintain liability protection. You are able to streamline the tax process, especially when it comes to time to actually look at your deductions. Things are pretty clear, and you also can establish business credit with PNC. Very important. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about the steps you need to follow if you want to open a PNC business account. So first, you want to choose your PNC business checking account. Number two, you want to consider PNC business savings account. For the checking account, you have 4 categories: business checking plus, treasury enterprise plan, and analysis business checking. For business savings account at PNC, you have premium business money market accounts. You have MMDA sweeps, okay, and then you have certificate of deposits. Step number 3, you want to gather your preliminary paperwork. Step number 4, you want to know the requirements based on your legal structure. Step number 5, you want to contact PNC Banking to close the deal. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.